Welcome to Biology Made Easy. Today we are still working on the field, transferring animals from the field to the lab. That is the problem for today. And what are the animals we are transferring? We are transferring tadpoles, mosquito larvae, fish. And the fish, freshwater, brackish water or lagoon fish, seawater, or that's fish in the sea. And then we are specifically going to look at an animal like sea urchin because of its spiny body, the best to transfer it from the water into the lab. So let us list the items needed beside nets of various kinds, scoops of various kinds to scoop the organisms, traps of various kinds that are needed. Beside these, we need polythene bags of various sizes, huge polythene bags like this, up to small polythene bags, or even very tiny polythene bag that one tiny thing can be in, ice packs, ice chest, water, and the water, it depends on what organism we are getting and the water in which the organism lives. So, if the organism is in fresh water, some of that water is taken. If it's in seawater, brackish water, lagoon, the water from which the organism is taken and put into the polythene bags or the container. Then we have plastic containers. We'll talk about why plastic containers are also very important. And then we have a setup with metallic gauze or stand that I'm going to draw the setup very soon. Now, the conditions under which the organisms are transferred, the organisms should be in water, specific water in which they are. Temperatures will have to be maintained. And you know, organisms that live in water have lower temperatures, especially those of us in the tropics, transferring organisms from water to the lab. The temperatures will have to be brought very low, and that is why ice packs and ice chests is needed. And then oxygen or air need to be taken into consideration when transferring these organisms. So how is it done? So we are transferring fish. We have this ice chest and we put ice packs into the ice chest to make sure that the inside is cool. And then we have our polythene bag and put water into the polythene bag, and the water is water that, if it's fresh water where the fish was taken from, some of the same water is what is used. It's put into the polythene bag and is put into the ice chest. The fish is put into the water in the polythene bag, and then a lot of air is trapped into the polythene bag and quickly held together and tied. So you see, there's air and even plentiful air can be trapped and then tied. So there's fish in there and there's air in there and tied strongly. The ice chest covered and the fish is ready to go. Remember to put on labels. All right, these are temporary labels. So you have a temporary label on the polythene and with the fish, and you label the ice chest so you don't need to open before you see what is inside. Well, the way we transfer the fish, the same way we can transfer tadpoles and mosquito larvae. Scoop the mosquito larvae into the water, which is in the plastic bag. Get as much air in it as possible. Quickly tie it so that the air will be inside with the mosquito larvae inside it. Tie it. Don't forget to put a label on it, and then put it in an ice chest which has some ice packs to keep the animals cool. Now, in transferring very spiny organisms, that's organisms with very spiny bodies like the sea urchin or very spiny fish, if they are put into the polythene bags, they can punch holes into the polythene bag. So in this case, we'll get a huge plastic container that can take a lot of organisms. Get a plastic container with a strong gauze on it. We put ice packs in here. There's a support or a stand which can be there or not if the gauze is very tough. The containers that contain the organisms can sit on the gauze and be okay. And under here are ice packs to keep the whole system cool and to cool the container in which the organisms are. So we have this huge container with the gauze, our ice packs are here, and then this is a small container that contains our sea urchin or organisms that are very spiny in the plastic container. The water is seawater because the sea urchin is taken from sea. The organisms are from fresh water. You know they will be in fresh water in here. The water in which the organism was is what is put into the container. And then the container should have a perforated top so that air can easily get in and out so that the organism can get air. Don't forget to put labels or tags on the containers so one knows what is inside. Well, this is where we end today. If the lesson has been fruitful, give us your likes and do kindly subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.